I'm not going to lie. I was down and out. I was hurting pretty bad. I was jonesing for some positive baseball vibes. And college baseball just wrapped me up in this warm blanket of baseball. And pretty much from Friday afternoon until the point I'm recording this here on Saturday evening, I have had college baseball on nonstop. So I have been bouncing around watching a bit of everything, but, let's keep this focused on Minnesota, watching these Gopher games. We'll get into how I've been doing that in just a little bit here, but I'm going to show you, to get you the vibe of the U.S. Bank Stadium vibe of baseball here. It is a weird setup. It's a little, it kind of catches you if you haven't seen it before. It catches you off guard, like, what the hell's going on here? But this is Easton Bertrand hitting an inside-the-park home run for the Gophers. This was on Friday evening. It's a weird setup, but it's baseball in early March in Minnesota. I mean, they play some February games there as well. So, beggars can't be choosers is kind of the message I'm trying to give you there. So I knew some comments regarding that would come up. So just wanted to get that part out of the way. Adjust your eyeballs to it. Back into the action. But on Friday evening, the Gophers' Friday night starter, Sam Ireland, threw 111 pitches, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. That was a 5-4 loss to West Virginia. And that's sort of the thing that I'm noticing a lot is just a general different brand of baseball. Starting pitchers are even more, there's more of an emphasis on them even on the pro game. And I mentioned pro as in both MLB and the minor leagues of professional baseball. There is a ton more small ball. I hear a lot of people complain about how there is not enough small ball in Major League Baseball and in minor league baseball. And, if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you like, check out some college baseball. I'm begging you. There's a ton of bunting, which, I'm not a big, especially sacrifice bunt guy. Bunting for hits a little bit different. But if that's your bag, there's a ton of that. But again, a lot of pitchers going deep into games, throwing a lot of pitches. And the main thing that's really been cool for me that I've enjoyed is the running game being emphasized way more stolen bases. And then hand in hand, you get more, we'll talk about it in just a minute, highlights of catcher plays and pickoffs even. I think I saw 3 base runners picked off just today. So, that feels like it's a rare occurrence these days. In the majors or even the minors, there's just not a whole lot of emphasis placed on that kind of stuff. So that's been really fun to see. Anyway, back into these Gopher highlights. They have a guy who's been a beast for them, catcher Chase Stanke. He leads the Big Ten in home runs with 6 homers. Here's a home run he hit on Friday, but he's also their catcher. I mentioned the running game being a big thing. Look at this rocket that he throws down to second base to nab a base stealer. This one was on Saturday. And speaking of Saturday, the evening I'm recording this, J.P. Massey was the Gopher starter on Saturday. He followed up Ireland with a very impressive performance of his own. 6 2/3 innings where he only gives up 1 run. It was unearned. And he strikes out 8 batters. So we'll go through those strikeouts that he had there. And before I get into, how am I watching all this stuff? How do you get this stuff up? I want to go and, point out that South Dakota State, getting out of Minnesota just a little bit, they beat Long Beach State and their place on Friday, which was a really good game. And, by the way, just so happened that former Minnesota Twin Denny Hocking was the analyst during that game on ESPN+. And he brought up a really fun Kirby Puckett story. So let's go into that.
Again, watching Caden Moeller come off the bench and swing at that first pitch, it reminds me back when I played in the big leagues. We were on a West Coast trip. We got back to Minnesota. Kirby Puckett, the late great Kirby Puckett, sat me down in the kitchen. He was like, "Hey, what's your plan when you go up there for a pinch hit?" And I'm like, take a strike, look and see movement. He's like, "Are you kidding me? You're going up there to pinch hit, not pinch walk." And every time I see a pinch hitter come up and swing at the first pitch, it reminds me of that story. Come off the bench, get loose, and at least even if you swing and miss, at least you have an idea of timing and where you fit in relationship to what you're trying to do with the home plate.
So again, just after all the frustration with the lockout dragging on and now regular season games being canceled, and if you join me on the live stream on Wednesday, which we do every Wednesday at 8:30, I let out some of my frustrations on that, and I kind of just put it behind me. I let that Wednesday stream kind of get off, Took Thursday to sort of, recoup, and then have just been just gobbling college baseball these last couple days, and I feel a billion times better. It's been really fun. How do you get these games up? Well, for the Gophers, their games are available through a Big Ten Plus network, which there's kind of two different options you can do they have a couple different subscription options. I went with monthly because, to be honest, as much as fun as I'm having now, once the minor league season kicks up in April, I don't know how much I'll be watching. We'll see. Again, I'm having a good time, so we'll see. But I picked, it was $15 for a month where you could get Big Ten Plus for all sports, for all the schools in the Big Ten. I think it was $10 to get an individual school. So if you're only interested in that, and again, it's a monthly thing. That's being a streamer guy myself, I love streaming services because you can pick them up and put them down when you don't need them anymore. That's really appeals to me. And then ESPN Plus also in that same kind of model of it's a month-to-month thing. You can pick it up and drop it whenever you want. $7 a month for that ESPN Plus, which is where those highlights from the NDSU game and the Denny Hocking thing came from. And there are like 50 games a day available on that. Now, it's not going to be always, the biggest marquee matchups. But I watched Tulane upset, part of Tulane upsetting Mississippi State, which is one of the best teams in the country. I watched part of UCF upsetting Ole Miss, the number 2 ranked team in the country today, through that service. And, if you have a cable package right now, which I don't, because, again, I only pick them up and drop them as I need them, and right now I don't need it. If you have a cable package and you sign in through your cable provider, you do get more of those marquee games. So keep that in mind for anybody looking at that. So if you're looking for some baseball, definitely check that out. If you're not interested in spending a dime, there's a great tournament going on, event. It's one of these classics, sort of like the Cambria Classic with the at US Bank Stadium down in Houston, at the Astros Park, actually, where 6 of the best teams in the country are playing each other right now down there. Those are for free. The Astros, they're available through their YouTube channel, all other social channels. They're playing on them on MLB Network as well. So go check those out. Again, if you are like me and you were kind of down in the dumps about baseball and kind of hurting a little bit, go find you some college baseball if you got some time tomorrow. I bet you're going to enjoy it. Thanks for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a like if you did and consider subscribing. Thank you.